Good evening. Hope that we are all well. Thank you for those of you that catching up on YouTube, on the replay or podcast, wherever you're coming at this Always Better Than Yesterday interview session. Let me just say thank you for taking the time out for joining us. As you'll know, in the usual Facebook Live format, I'm just going to send a few invites just to get as many people in the conversation this Sunday evening as possible, and then we will get right to it. So I hope that you're well. Do drop me some blue love heart emojis when you join. Let me know that you're here. Let me appreciate you in the conversation. There we go. A few invites going out. If you can hear me loud and clear, let me know. If there's any problems with the audio, also please do let me know. There we go. Invite's gone out. That'll do. So many awesome people. There we go. So here we go. Sunday evening again. We are back. Last weekend it was my birthday, so sorry for not joining. You wouldn't have want me live this time last week. I would not have made a great deal of sense. So here we are back with episode 45 today. This week's been a great week for Always Better Than Yesterday. I've made some great friendships, great connections. We took Always Better Than Yesterday on the road to a mindset event on Tuesday, which was amazing, hosted by Living Your Learning and supported by Strong Men, wonderful charity. So I look forward to sharing a bit more content that came out from that next week when it's released from the videographers, Solar Sky Services. So here we go then, episode 45. You can't hear me. You can't hear me. Let me just unplug. There we go. Can someone just let me know whether you can hear me or not? Am I loud and clear? Fantastic. Okay, loud and clear. So, episode 45, done 44 of these today. The reason I do them is simply because I love to learn about the habits and mindset behind people. I love to learn what motivates people, what inspires people, what drives people to be better. And I thought, what better way of doing that than sharing it through the power of social media for positive good. So here I am showing up every week. Hope that you're still enjoying it. People seem to keep coming back and loving the guests that we've got. So let me just say thank you so much for taking the time out to join me either now live or on the replay podcast. It is massively appreciated for you guys to take some time out of your day. So I'm just about to bring on my guest now, who I'm really great conversation with. Yeah, by all means, ask your questions as we go, please. As many questions as we get. Let's get this as interactive as we possibly can. Hello, my friend.
Hey. Hi, Ryan. Can you hear me?
That is a beautiful smile. How are you?
I'm good, buddy. I'm good, bud. Hey, good to be here.
Amazing.
Really good to be here. Yay.
Would you do me the honor and the privilege of introducing your good self and just give an overview of kind of your story and what you do?
Right. Interesting. Hi, guys. Hope you're all well. Hope you're all good. Yeah. Right. Where do I start? Okay. My story.
What's your name?
They can see my name there. I don't want to give the obvious out. Okay, I'm Kelvin. You know what? When I get into places like this, I usually in the past will say, you know what? I'm a coach, I'm a trainer, I'm a speaker. But I am learning to try and describe myself as just, hey, I'm just your friend. You know, I'm just a friend who's willing to inspire you, who's willing to empower you to step deep within and just draw out what's in you. Hi, Lisa. Just draw out what's in you and bring it out. So
that's so cool. I like that.
Yeah. You know what? I borrowed that line from someone, one of my big mentors, and I said, well, that'd be so cool to use that somewhere. And hey, tonight, I've got to use it tonight. But in the truest sense, I am still trying not to be like that. I'm still trying to just say, hey, I'm Kelvin, I'm your friend. I'm trying to leave that into my life, into my work.
Yeah.
Because, we can get carried away by sales technique or trying to convince people what we do. And people also trying to put you into a box. Oh, you're a coach? Great. That's it. Then it's all over. But I'm trying to go, through to a different point where I just, I just want to have a conversation with people,
Yeah, I love that.
and create miracles that way.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's very much in line with kind of my views on find your why, really, because I think you're describing
Mm-hmm.
yourself on kind of why you do it, and what you do simply serves to prove that, coach, mentor, friend.
Absolutely,
So
absolutely.
tell us a little bit about your journey then. Where you're from, what sort of things have you done to this date?
So currently I live in Fareham, Gosport area, and I'm originally from Nigeria, and I'm based here in the UK. Should I say I'm married? I've got 2 kids. Just had a little baby 6 weeks ago, so still adjusting to that new addition to the family. So how it all started for me. I was caught up working in the corporate sector for over 7 years, and I share this story quite a lot. I'll just sort of summarize it. So I was doing it, just going on with emotion. Did a first degree in information technology, did a master's in business and management, which I'll probably share, where all this came from. But, I did all of that and I ended up working in a bank. And what's even funny, because when I look at it now, my mother, my father worked in a bank in Nigeria. And I said, same bank, but in different locations, right? It's different locations, and all of a sudden I was almost walking their pathway, living my life that way, working in a bank, doing it day in, day out. And I was lucky enough to have a coach sit with me, because I was working overtime. I was doing a lot. My relationship was going down, and I was just busy. Where's Kelvin? He's busy. Where's Kelvin? So I was always out of the house, always busy doing this, doing that. And how it happened is I got sat down with this coach, and he could tell. He was very perceptive. He looked at me and went, "What's going on, Kevin? What are you chasing? What do you want?" I'm like, "What's he talking about? I want to make money. I want to make money. I want to make money as much as possible." And of course, it's not that it's bad. It's good. You want to make a living, and so he was quite a very wise and very perceptive coach. He just said, "Right, what if you had the money right now, Kelvin? What if you had it right now? What if £100 was the maximum? If that's what you wanted, what if that's the maximum you were chasing and you got that right now? I gave you £100 now. What would you do differently with your life?" Yeah. What if you had what you were looking for? In other words, if you were to begin your life all over again, what would you do differently?
Powerful. Did that inspire
Questions.
something in you?
Mate, initially I was like, "What's he talking about? Money, money, money." Can you teach me how to make more money? And I didn't have the answers for him. I just listened, and we had a conversation, and I left. 3 days away, just cleaning my house. And the thought that dropped into my heart was life coach. And I said, "Hold on a minute, what's this?" I Googled it. And in hindsight, I had watched Coach Carter, where Samuel L. Jackson takes this bunch of players, turn them into underdogs, and become big stars. And I said, that's the kind of guy I want to be. I want to be Samuel L. Jackson, the coach. So when I had that moment of taking some time to really think and reflecting, that dropped into me. And right, yeah, I want to do it. I want check the coaching. I Googled live coaching, and what came up was the Coaching Academy in London. And they had this weekend deal. You come in over the weekend, spend 2 days with us for free, get to see what coaching is about, and if it's something you like, you can continue. I said, "All right, yeah, that's fine." I went there, got in there, and for 2 days, and what was even strange, let me even say this, because I remember I parked my car in this Q Park. I don't know what this is about, just Q Park. When I came out of my car, the cars I could see around were Ferraris, were Lamborghinis and Range Rovers. I'm like, "Oh, I'm in the wrong place." But anyway, I left the car there and went away, went into the session, and I got so much. I felt at home. I felt like this is my place for the first day. And I came back to my car and I tried to get out, obviously, to pay the bill. And 35 pounds. I'm like, what? Hold on. You know, what are you doing? You know, so, you know, all of this were happening in me finding myself. And then the second day I went in there and I just thought, yes, I want to be a coach. I want to be a coach. I want to be a coach. And it's not that bad. It's good. I want to, you know, inspire and encourage people. Well, I'll say the word inspire didn't come initially. It came after a few moments of really thinking about it. And I said, you know what? Let me go deep. What can I do differently? I looked around my environment. I was living in Portsmouth then. What was happening around? What am I doing? I realized that they are very, because I was listening to Les Brown. Les Brown was like the guy I was always listening to every day, every time, you know, motivation. And he said something, he says, success leaves, right? He says something why don't we create an environment or a program where we can bring people who are successful, in quote, people who are doing what they love, to come in and share their story to inspire people around who are just like me, confused, frustrated, you know, stuck in a job, you know, no passion, nothing, no significance out of it. And what happens, I said, okay, I can create this. So I was going through the words and the names. I said, Kelvin Inspires. Let's do that. Kelvin Inspires. And the idea is we'll create a program, get people in here, you know, to come in and share the stories. And luckily for me, my father-in-law, you know, a friend of Limboy Primus, former footballer for Portsmouth Football Club. Now, he has done so much with a charity called Faith and Football. And I said, you know what, Limbo, I approached him and said, can you come and share your story? I'm thinking of creating a concept where I can bring people who are successful or who are known in the community to come and inspire people. And he said, sure, I'll be there. So this all happened. I got the idea or found the lightbulb moment when I had a chat with the coach 3 days after, right, August 2014. And then spoke to Limbo in November 2014. And then 2015, February, we run the first Kelvin Inspires show. We had 70 people show up.
Amazing.
They paid £10 to be there. You know, I didn't make any money, but I found my life again. Because I remember at the end of it, when everybody had gone, I had to close the door and sat in my car. And I'm like, whoa. My wife was there like, whoa. Done. This is real. Yeah. This has happened. Yeah. I felt alive again, Ryan.
I love that.
I felt like, you know, something just switched, you know. And from there, I said, you know what, I could talk, you know. And there's a whole lot of background story. At the age of 16, I was in a boarding school in Nigeria and a secondary school, and I was elected to be the president of the youth fellowship. And it was a great congregation of people who just love to be in fellowship together. And I was elected to be the president. As the president, you have to do talks. So like motivational talks, inspirational talks. I was doing that at the age of 16. And I had a massive failure that set me back. And in that period, my father told me to shut up. He didn't get it then, and you know, I went through a difficult time because I failed my secondary school exams, and in other words, I was told to shut up, you focus and get back into your education. So I gave that all up, gave the speaking and all of that just crashed, and I went into university.
Is that time sort of taught you anything? And thinking back about it now?
Well, you know what? It's funny because failure, I see failure now as a stepping stone. Because at that point, although I'm trying to summarize it, I felt, you know, like a real failure. You know, being the president of a youth club that's respected in the school, and for everybody around me to say, that's the president. You're not qualified to be the president. You know, presidents don't fail. They're meant to be the first in the class. You should have the A stars. You know, you can't. And then in Nigeria, when you fail, you're told to go back and repeat the class. Right. You mean to start. So you go back for 1 year while your mates go on to the next level. You're told to reverse and take another year back into the same class. And the worst of it, my junior brother was in the class below me. So I was now sitting in my brother's class. And people around would talk, either do it. they could be smiling, having a conversation with themselves, and I automatically think they're talking about me.
Wow. Yeah, powerful.
You know,
Yeah.
you know, I feel like a complete loser and failure. And you know, we talk about mental health. I felt like, you know what, if the ground could open and just take me away, you know, good. I could, any way to avoid this, any way to avoid this embarrassment.
What helped you,
know,
keep showing up?
I had some good, you know, some of my predecessors who handed or elected me to be in charge, who were ultimately about to leave school, said, "Hey, you know what? I remember someone gave me a book, and it says the book was "Don't Pack Your Bags Yet." Don't pack your bags yet. I can't remember who wrote that, but don't pack your bags yet. In other words, don't give up.
Yeah.
You know, and in the history of that school, I broke the record. I broke the record as the first president to fail.
Yeah.
You know, you know, usually you have a president who comes, sits his term, and goes.
Yeah.
Right, goes to, you know, graduates and moves on. But I had to stay and hand over to someone else to take over, but still be there with them. So they never had anybody as a mentor to mentor them through their time. Because they still looked onto me as some, you know, they still respected me, because they were nice people. They were, you know, they still looked at me, yeah, he's got something to offer us. So I was always at a point of contact. When they get confused or don't know what to do, they'll come, hey, let's get to Kelvin and ask him some questions. So I still felt that place is being respected and honored. So I was the first to fail, and also the first to stay and actually mentor someone live.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm actually seeing that right now, having this conversation with you. I'm actually seeing that. That's the good I can get out of it.
Yeah.
And it taught me about failure. It taught me about believing in myself. Because I was an introvert.
Yeah.
I'm an introvert. I just stay on my own and don't talk to nobody, you know. But gradually, you know, I've become more open. And I do coaching now. I have conversations with people I've never met before for 2 hours straight, and we're all having a blast, having a great time. So something switched.
Love that. I remember the first time I ever did my Find Your Why workshop, when people actually came to an event that I put on. And I remember coming home from that and just the feeling of, oh my God, I've done it. It's almost like leveling up. Tell me about the experience you had after doing the first Kelvin Inspires event.
Oh, man. You know, prior to that, I was, you know, running around and making sure it worked and getting people to help and this and that, doing other stuff. So I felt relieved. I felt like, whoa, this is, because let me put it this way. When I came in as a student, University of Portsmouth, and I was trying to get, because I was sort of trying to, I knew I was a speaker. I knew there was something about me that wanted to speak and join people. But every time I got into a group, I never felt welcomed.
Okay.
I never felt welcomed. I never felt, so I was always asking myself, when is this ever going to happen? When am I ever going to take the stage? When am I, you know, because I just felt that there was something I could offer. And for me, the realization was, rather than waiting for people to get you on stage, get you
Create
yourself
your own stage.
on stage. Create your own stage. Create your own opportunities. So I felt like, yeah, okay. Right, I could do it. Okay, I've changed. I've evolved. At that time, I think I was trying to get the applause of people, trying to get that, you know, people to, hey, scream my name again. Call me Kelvin. You know, scream my name. Yeah, but I've evolved now, and so at that point, I was like, yeah. So my name can be mentioned. Okay, I could do something.
What helped turn from external to internal?
You mean what caused me to evolve?
Yeah.
Is that what you mean?
What helped you work for a cause, not for applause?
Ah, great. I think the realization is that this is bigger than me.
Yeah.
This is bigger than getting the likes and the loves. I mean, we like them, but this is bigger than this. This is you're creating something that can outlive you. You know, it comes down to meeting John Maxwell again and finding that this life that I'm living is it's a gift. You know, it's a gift. I've been gifted with this opportunity to be here, and rather than looking at the applause and sometimes I learned that if I wait for the approval or the applause of other people, it would only be at their own time.
Yeah.
And I would always keep finding myself never achieving. I'll always see myself as never there or never satisfied. In other words, what I mean is, I'll be empty. I never have that self-confidence, that self-belief within myself. And once I realized my level of self-awareness shifted when I got involved with the John Maxwell team, and I began to do some deep work on myself. You know, they say what we're producing is as a function of our self-awareness. How can I increase my self-awareness? I tell you what, my self-awareness shifted, meaning I moved away from looking for the applause of others, but applauding myself, giving myself the approval to do what I have been created to do.
Love that. I absolutely love that. I was going to ask actually, why John Maxwell? What appealed to you about that program?
Okay, you know what? I've always ran away from leadership. Now I did leadership as a young student, you know, and I think I messed it up. I was part of the story. I was quite bossy. I messed that up. So when it comes to leadership, I try and stay away from it. And I remember when I started my Kelvin Inspires gig after the first event with Limboy Primus, someone said, "Hey, Kelvin, why don't you come and speak at the South Downs College for the Barclays Life Skill Program? Come and talk in leadership." And I said, sure, I'll do it. So I Googled leadership, you know. I Googled it, bro. I went online and what is leadership? You know, this is something, just got my props together, went in and spoke to the young students, and I think I wore them out with the subject of leadership. You know, but for me, what really got me was one of the audio programs by John Maxwell, which is a 21 laws, irrefutable laws of leadership. And one of the things I talked about there was the law of the lead, which is the first law. It says my effectiveness in life, my impact it's in direct proportion to my ability to lead. As an entrepreneur, I'm saying, well, I haven't got anybody. I'm a sole trader. I haven't got anybody right here, you know, who I'm leading. So I don't need leadership. You know, there's that entrepreneurs, we don't think we need leadership. You know, we think, we got to be a team leader or a team or get a title or a position before we invest in our leadership. But when I got involved with John Maxwell's, the first audio program on leadership, and I'm like, whoa. So you mean that self-leadership? Self-leadership. It starts with me first. Even without leading anybody, it's about leading me first. And one of the things that shifted for me was if my business, if my work has to grow to the highest level where I can make massive impact, it's got to be by my level of leadership. And I say, you know what? Where's this course? Where's this program? How do I get involved? And a friend of mine, you know, was married. He's always, I've known him for over 10 years, 11, whatever. But leadership. I've always hear this guy talk about leadership. And I saw that he was part of John Maxwell's team. So I Googled it. And April last year, I was working with, you know, the bank, as I said earlier on. And I got to a difficult point in my work life that I realized I had to go. You know, there was so many things going on. And in the area of leadership, I just saw that this is so bad, and I said, you know what? Why don't I get involved with John, get some training, develop my leadership, and you know and then in the process, I could go out and equip leaders, and empower. Because the reality is, people don't know how to lead, or put it this way: if you're working in a firm and your sales, you know, if it's a sales organization. Just because you're the highest salesperson, just because you show up on time, doesn't mean that you're a leader. What happens in the corporate sector is this person is given the role as a leader, and they don't care about the people. They don't like people. They care about the numbers.
Yeah.
Let's get the numbers right.
Yeah.
You know, I don't care if you had the baby last night. I don't care if you had the baby last night. Or I care that you show up to work. You know, I care that you deliver.
Yeah.
And that's a false representation of leadership.
Yes.
And so I realized, you know what, I could solve a problem here. I could develop my leadership. I could, you know, do whatever I need to do to grow my leadership, and also take this out to organizations out there, and help educate them, because the reality is 85% of people today working in jobs don't like their bosses or don't like their leaders, because these so-called leaders or bosses are manipulators, dictators, and you know, it's just intimidating sometimes. They don't know how to humanize leadership. You know, some favorite quote says, people won't get ahead with you until they can get along with you. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And this is the missing link in leadership. People don't care no more. You know, they can say one thing to you nicely and then go get the other leaders and then, you know, backbite that person. That's a troublesome guy. You need to watch out for that person. Oh yeah, that is not leadership.
Yeah.
You know, so I saw all the, you know, errors there, and I you know, I always say this to myself: my effectiveness, my rewards in life is linked to the problems that I choose to solve. And so I'm going to choose to solve this problem in leadership.
Yeah.
I'm going to go into organizations and even help entrepreneurs, people who don't even think they need leadership.
Yeah. Is there anything that going to Florida changed in your leadership?
Oh yes. So the program, the John Maxwell program, you sign up for it, you go through the program, and you have to spend 3 days in Orlando, where John Maxwell himself comes and he talks to all of the team members, and you know, every year, twice a year, March and in August, and 3,000 people flew in March this year to Orlando with me, and we were there, and we made I got some. I mean, it's so much, because I'm asking myself, what was I doing 5 years down the line? You know, this is where I want to be. You know, and I'm gradually enjoying the process, but I know there's so much that, you know, our lives could grow once we just connect to the right source. Once we're linked up with the right place. So I just found that being there, seeing people of like-mindedness who have the desire to equip leaders, to empower people, to help people grow, to help people figure out the Superman, the Superwoman that's inside of us, that we can bring it out, that we can shine without being afraid, that we can speak up without feeling the need to shut up. We can add value to people's life. I felt like this was my place. And what happened for me is it changed my game, how I showed up to my business. Because I'm showing up now in a different kind of energy that I did prior to. I mean, I'm always full of energy, but my energy level now is more.
If you could bottle it, if you could bottle that, and someone else watching could know exactly what you've done to get that energy, what would you say it was?
I say it's the deep inner work. I say it's the deep work on myself. And it's a very, very favorite question Joe Maxwell asks. He says, what is your personal growth plan? How do you plan to grow? How do you plan to get better at what you're doing? You know, people have, you know, if I lined up 5 people in front of us now, we can literally tell those who go to the gym and those who don't.
Yeah.
Because we can see it. It's evidential what they do.
Yeah.
So it's not automatic.
Yeah.
You know, one of the laws of growth is the laws of intentionality. It says growth is not automatic. You've got to do something daily to grow. So what shifted for me, what I can really relate this to people is, if you want to get there, there's got to be something that you do. You've got to have it could be a daily routine, it could be a daily habit, it could be something that you apply daily that can help you grow. Now, you don't even worry about the result now. You're worried, all your concern is that you're showing up daily doing that, and then you just trust the process.
Yeah, love that. How do you now help people, Kelvin? How does Kelvin inspire?
How does Kelvin Inspires
Yeah,
help people?
yeah. How do you now? So you've taken all that learning, you've developed, and
Mm.
you've grown yourself. How do you now channel that into helping other people?
Okay, so one of the things that I mean, we do Kelvin Inspires. We have this. I run this 30-day challenge, the 30 days of gratitude, and it's 30 days to change your life. You know, when I jumped from doing my business part time, I left the bank and I jumped in. I say this all the time. They say there's this quote that says, "When you jump, you build your wings on your way down." Right? I say, scrap that. I say, literally, when you jump, you're jumping to hit ground floor. Because I felt I was jumping from, okay, I was in the bank making good money or doing my business. I thought, okay, probably I'm on level 5. If I jump, I'm just gonna jump a level 4 and catch up again. I jumped down to ground zero. You build your wings on ground zero. You build the wings, you get the tools, you search for them all around, and you put them together, and then you try and fly again. And sometimes when you try the second time to fly, you go down again, you fall flat again. And then so it's just discovering myself, discovering who you are, what were you good at, what's not working. And then gradually you keep going from level 1 to level 2, you keep growing. So right in October, I was having a difficult time, you know. I wasn't making good money. It just felt like nothing was happening. You know, I jumped, guys. I've had it a lot for the last 4 years. I'm going to jump one day. And I finally jumped. And I jumped to the reality that nothing was working for me. In October, I started noticing some changes. So I started practicing gratitude. I'm choosing not to focus on my present reality. My present reality is not going to dictate for me my future. I'm refusing to agree with my present reality. In other words, I'm going to choose to be grateful for what I have right now and the things that I see about my future. And I'm not going to focus on the things that I don't have. Because when we do that, that's when we go into frustration, depression, anxiety, and we're, I don't have this and I don't have that. And it's so easy to get into that state. So I started noticing changes in my own work. Yeah. And I said, you know what, why don't I bring people in on a 30-day challenge for free, come in and express, you know, what we're going to do every day is we're going to learn gratitude. You wake up in the morning and you do a 1-minute video. Now you do it because I believe again in the power of intentionality. Don't just tell me you've done it. Actually show me that you've done it. Yep. So you take a video and you do a 1-minute video of what you're grateful for. And you share that video to a private group that we have. Yep. And then you express your gratitude for a minute. And then in the evening, because I realized that, hey, I probably wasn't doing something right. So it's time to reflect. You know, the power of reflection. You know, how you got to reflect on what's going on, because if things are not working somewhere along the line, something you're ignoring something. You're not paying attention to something around you. And it takes that moment to say, hey, let me pause. Let me stop for a moment and just check what I'm doing. So we do the reflection where we take the moment to reflect. And, you know, I had a chat with you and we talked about this. What went well for me today and what could have gone better? So this is a powerful question.
So you're still keeping that up?
Still keeping that up. That. And guess what? Yeah. Since November, I'm on day 200
Mate,
now.
I was just about to say, I think I came into your community around about day 30. And obviously shared a little bit of it, and I'm really pleased to hear that that's still staying. I was going to say, halfway along that journey, I was like, I'm still getting these notifications from this group, and I just thought, you know what, I'm not gonna mute them, because here is a daily reminder that Kelvin's community are getting after gratitude. And I thought, I'm going to keep seeing. I must get about 6, 7, or 8 notifications a day. All of your members going live saying, you know, their gratitude.
What you're grateful for.
And I'm just like, I'm not going to delete that. I'm not going to mute that, because it's going to inspire me then to find the gratitude in my day. And hats off to you, my friend, for consistency.
Cheers,
day
man.
200.
Cheers,
day 200.
Oh, thank you so much.
That's well worth some love heart emojis. Drop them down for Kelvin as much as you can. His community is showing up every day for 200 days, showing gratitude. I love that, my friend.
Cheers, man. Appreciate it.
In terms of, you shared there a little bit about, self-reflection and the two questions around, what do we do well? What could we do even better? What is your take on the phrase "always better than yesterday"?
All right, right. Now that's a mindset on its own. That's a mindset on its own, because you've got to be awake consciously to be able to understand that you're always better than yesterday. And this is coming back now to disagreeing with your reality. I don't mean take reality for granted or try and always live in denial. I'm not saying any of that. I'm saying, one of the things I learned about leadership is from Maxwell. Is leaders define reality. So we don't mess around with reality. We accept reality. We observe what reality is saying to us.
Yeah.
Right? But we have a choice there. The choice is not to agree with it. The choice is to say, I can be bigger than this. I can be better than this. This might be what it is right now, but this is not the end of me. And accepting that truth can change our game, how we show up. So when you talk about being we're always better than yesterday, that's a mindset. That's a mindset that we've all got to. I personally, I've had to really go through that moment of saying, no, I'm bigger than this. I could create more. I could do more. and I think that's it. It's a mindset, and it's a mindset for people who want to win.
Yeah.
Consciously. It's got to be intentional. It's got to be consciously saying, you know what? Yeah, I made a mistake yesterday, but I'm okay today. Oh, I've done some wrongs. Oh, I'm still going to make some more wrongs. But it's still recognizing the fact that I could choose.
I love that.
I could choose not to stay there, but to be above.
Love that. Kelvin, where can people connect with you? Where can people find your content? How can people get in touch with you?
Oh, thank you for that. So I'm on Instagram. I'm quite very good on Instagram. I think I'm trying to, I don't know, just do my live videos there. I'm on Instagram as Kelvin Inspires. I'm on Facebook as Kelvin Inspires. I'm on Twitter as Kelvin Inspires. Connect to me. I want to connect with you. You see, I want to have conversations with people. I go into networking meetings now, and one of the things I'm trying, stop doing is giving my business card out, because I just think it's just a pile of crap that goes into the bin or stays in someone's wallet for a very long time. I'm going to shed loads of different business cards. I want to connect. I want to connect. Let's have coffee. Let's have a drink. Let's sit down. Let's chat. Let's get to know what's going on in your world. What's going on in mine. Let's be open. Let's break. Let's break silos. Let's stop all this. That's my card. So that's just what I'm doing. So you can catch up with me, and I want to, I just want to be a friend. I want to connect with you and have great conversations. Yeah.
I love that, my friend. Guys, girls, if you've been inspired by Kelvin, please do push our faces right now. Make sure you give him a follow, a connection. Drop him some feedback. Drop him some love in the comments. Send him a person, whatever you want to do. But just please do reach out. Let him know. If you've got any questions as well, drop them in the comments. And also have a little think about this. There's one person in your network right now that will be inspired by this man. Think about them now, and then just without thinking, just send it to their inbox. Send it to their inbox. Dave Painter says there was a question earlier that was about, have you been introduced to the Band of Brothers? So does that ring a bell? Have you been introduced to that program?
To the Band of Brothers? No.
Cool. Well, there's a conversation for you and Dave to have around Band of Brothers, and I'll look forward to seeing what comes of that. So yeah, thank you so much for your time, my friend. I could speak with you on this topic and personal growth all evening, but I'm conscious of your time. I'm conscious that family and little one pressures. I would just ask of you one more thing, and that was to leave us with a final thought from Kelvin.
Final thought, right. This is it. Develop your leadership. Whatever you're doing, whether you work for a company, whether you run your own business, whether you're a stay-at-home mom, whether you're a stay-at-home dad, whatever you do, develop, because this is it. This is the short clip to it. Imagine this is your income. This is how much you've made, or how much you want to make, or your impact, or your work, your books, your whatever you're doing. Imagine it is right here. maybe this is it, and this is your level of leadership. Your level of leadership is always right here. So every time you try and increase your impact, your influence, it always get stopped by your ability to lead. It can never go beyond it. So if you run a business and your business is level 5, you'd always be level 4 in terms of your impact, your influence, your rewards. It would always be at level 4. So the best way to shift that up is not necessary. You know, people think about, oh, I need to make more money. I need to more products. Well, hey, hold on. Work on your leadership. The more you increase your leadership, the more you increase this. It's a sequential law. It's a law of the lead. It's a law you don't have to like it. It's like a law of gravity. You jump from a building, you're going down. You're gonna break some part of your body. You know, it's a reality. It's a law. If you want to increase all of this good stuff, let's increase your leadership. Invest in your leadership. Invest in that part of your life. That's the part that will affect your relationship. Everyone communicates with you, connect. Being a great leader, you learn how to communicate, learn how to care for people, learn how to influence people. You know, influence is the power. It's a leader's best friend. Influence, your ability to influence people, and this is what you're demonstrating here, Ryan. You have got so much influence, Ryan, and you know, so much powerful influence, and you know, this is reality. This is it. I'm saying this to you because, you know, you've brought me here, and I appreciate you for bringing me here, but not just to make you feel good, but to say this really true to you. You have developed your influence, and a part of me wants to be part of you. Part of me wants to be like Ryan. Oh, I should run my podcast or create some value. But what you do is you bring in people here to share their story, and they're living values, adding values to people's lives who are watching this. And that's our secret. That's it. Influencing people from one person to another. And that's leadership. That is leadership. John Maxwell defines leadership as influence, nothing more, nothing less. And so this is my word out to everybody who's listening to this. Buy a book on leadership, read a book on leadership, go to some leadership seminar, attend some leadership workshop, spend your money on your leadership. Because when you do that, every other thing will fall into place. Thank you, Ryan.
I love that. Thank you so much, my friend. Like I said, I could listen to you all day. You and I will have to have another conversation very soon. I feel like we need to work. We need to share a stage together or something like that, my friend. Shall we build
I see that happening. I see that happening.
We'll build the stage, and hopefully people will come and see us, right?
Absolutely. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you so much. You're a great guy, and I really appreciate you. And thank you for adding value I watched one of your videos recently. You show up every Sunday. You show up doing this. And I think, you know, you're attracting the right kind of people because of the kind of person you are.
That's very kind of you, my friend. And to everyone that has shown up and spent some time, whether it be Sunday evening, whether it be on podcasts on the go, thank you so much for your time. I hope this has added you some value. And I look forward to seeing you all next week. Kelvin, thank you so much, my friend. And
have a good night, sir.
See you all soon. Bye now.
All right. Cheers. Bye-bye.